Last episode, we were in Springfield, Ohio, and finally, we are here in Dayton, the day of the art show, where I've been driving across country to come and hang my paintings on the wall of Cosmo Joe's Atomic Lounge. Dayton, Ohio has a history shaped by innovation, industry, and aviation. Founded in 1796 by settlers from the American Revolution, the city was named after Jonathan Dayton, one of the youngest signers of the U.S. Constitution. Located along the Great Miami River, Dayton quickly became an important transportation and manufacturing center in the 1800s. One of Dayton's biggest advantages was its network of canals and railroads, which helped businesses grow during the Industrial Revolution. By the late 19th century, the city was known for producing cash registers, automobiles, and other inventions. Now, this is the second city in 2 hours that's known for producing cash registers. I thought this was an interesting aside. Companies like the National Cash Register helped turn Dayton into a booming industrial city. Dayton is most famous for its connection to flight. The Wright brothers lived and worked in Dayton, where they designed and tested many of their early airplanes. In 1903, they achieved the world's first powered flight in North Carolina, but much of the engineering work happened in their Dayton bicycle shop. Because of this, Dayton is often called the birthplace of aviation. The city also played a major role in military aviation through Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, which became a center for aerospace research and development. Most of the people I met here that were not punk rockers were somehow involved with the military. Unfortunately, even though Dayton was once one of America's great industrial success stories, beginning in the 1970s and accelerating through the 80s and 90s, Dayton experienced a major economic decline. The key reason was deindustrialization. The factories that once powered the city either closed, automated production, or moved jobs overseas where labor costs were cheaper. General Motors was one of the big employers, and it downsized. NCR eventually relocated its headquarters out of Dayton, which took many high-paying jobs along with it. As the jobs disappeared, many residents left the city in search of work elsewhere. Dayton's population steadily declined, the neighborhood struggled, and the local tax base shrank. This created a cycle where fewer resources were available for schools, infrastructure, and public services. Another problem with Dayton, like most Rust Belt cities, is suburbanization. Wealthier residents and businesses moved to the surrounding suburbs and left parts of the urban core economically isolated. Poverty and unemployment became more concentrated within the city itself. In the 2000s and 2010s, Dayton also faced challenges connected to the opioid crisis. The region was hit especially hard by addiction and overdose deaths. It drew national attention to the struggles many of the working class communities were facing. There's investments in healthcare now, though, education, aerospace, and you'll see downtown redevelopment. There's a lot of abandoned, beautiful buildings downtown, but the artists here that I met, many of them have bought buildings or moved into buildings, and they seem to be rehabilitating the city building by building. The morale is high, the outlook is positive, and the kids and the people I met are committed to rebuilding the city and making it an artist haven, and they're doing a great job, man. I saw a lot of kick-ass art.
Losing numbers I meant to call, playing cards that don't fall right, wondering what's in the dice, spinning a wheel that's already dead, betting on black when it's always red. Come over tonight, park your car outside under the street light, then we're gonna drink all night, walk to the high school, walk to the Wawa, walk to the 7-Eleven, kill ourselves with a night and then why not? Why not? So come over tonight, park your car outside under the street light, then we're gonna drink all night, walk to the high school, walk to the Wawa, walk to the 7-Eleven, kill ourselves with a night and then come over tonight. Don't you wanna see what's inside under this street tonight? Then we're gonna
So Bill Tipton, who I mentioned in the first video, I met him at an art show here in New York a couple months ago. I was staying with him tonight and he was curating this art show downtown. I was staying with him in this St. Anne's historic district. I couldn't believe it when I turned down the street and saw the architecture in these houses. So check this out. I drove around and videotaped a couple of the streets. I was really shocked by what I saw.
And if the levee's gonna break on us, we better make it back on out to the promised land. And your mother always prayed to find someone, and your father just so to be right with the Lord. So I sang hallelujah, like the words meant something to ya. Got the top back on your old man's Cadillac. Keep driving, baby, we find the morning sun. There ain't a road fast enough and to love it. There ain't a bottle left on Sunday at the corner store. And if the levee's gonna break on us, we better make it back on out to Highway 84. And your mother always prayed to find someone, and your father just so to get right with the Lord. So I say hallelujah, like the words meant something to ya. Drop the top back on that old Cadillac. Keep driving, baby, we find the morning sun.
Bill has one of the coolest apartments I've ever seen. He's got the top floor of this house. Check this place out, man. This is the dream right here.
Loft bed because I was afraid I wasn't gonna have space in here.
Okay.
But like this really, like it's kind of overflowing. It's overflowing here right now. Just kind of a catch-all. I think this is gonna end up being the actual art room. Like
Neat up. So Bill was busy running around getting some last minute stuff done before the show while I walked around and filmed this art, but there's some heavy players in here, man. Ed Templeton has a piece right there in this living room. So I helped Bill collect the stuff that we needed, and we took it downstairs and loaded it into my mom's car and then his car and headed downtown. We turned my mom's car into an art moving mobile out here at Dayton, Ohio at Bill Tipton's house. Check out this house. This is what Dayton, Ohio looks like. Well, the show starts in an hour and a half, and we got a lot of art to hang. Let's see what happens.
It's funny. I'm used to warning people about driving around Dayton. I think you'll be just fine.
What's that?
I'm used to warning people about driving around Dayton. Just like be careful or watch out for weirdos. But
okay,
you're fine. Like,
what am I gonna get carjacked?
New York? No, I mean nothing bad's happening here. All right, I'll make it happen.
This is how fine art gets transported in 2026.
Always careful, always professional.
The show was at Cosmo Joe's on this deserted street out here in Dayton. It was really cool. It was like one of those Midwest clubs you see like in a Kiss documentary or a Cheap Trick show from the 70s. They don't have these back east like this anymore. So everything got hung just in time. I ended up selling way more books than I ever sell at reading. So take note of that, writers, that if you want to sell books, stop trying to sell them to other writers, because artists will buy them, apparently. Show was dope. There were a bunch of rappers, a bunch of punk rockers, a bunch of photographers. Cool scene out in Dayton, man. They had all kinds of stuff going on. I have to get them.
We don't walk on the outside, bro.
You got it. You carn it, it'll bow this way.
Yeah.
So I can kind of, and it's kind of fun. Chrome, all you really got to do is a landscape or a split tape.
But the long stuff has big.
You can kind of just draw it. It'll follow the form.
Simultaneously with our show, the Dayton Society of Artists were having another curated show across town in a nice old Victorian style house. So after Bill's show, we got in a car and went over to the Dayton Society's house to go see their art show, which was also sick. Completely different styles, but very cool. Once that show wrapped, we were all pretty jacked up and a little drunk, so we got back in Bill's car and went downtown so I could see some of this city. We went down and walked along the Miami River, and then basically because this beautiful downtown is totally deserted, we had the whole city to ourselves. So we just walked and had fun and looked in buildings. It was sick, man. We owned that city that night.
Like you're in a Green Day video, bro.
Everybody's filming.
And then wouldn't you know it, we were all hungry, so we wrapped up the night at another Mikey's Late Night Slice, which was as good as Columbus. Next morning I woke up, we got breakfast at the Ugly Duckling down the street, and then I hopped in the car, started heading east to go back home. Well, here I am on the windy and muddy banks of the Miami River, right outside Dayton, Ohio. The art show's over, trip's over, now it's time to start headed back east. That was a great night, and this city's awesome. Everybody always dog piles on the Midwest, and sometimes they're right, but this city's cool as hell. Now it's time to go home and be a real person again.
Spent 35 years on this couch, trying to figure it out. Well, everyone brought home a baby. Always thought they were meant missing out. They never cared what I talked about. Now I'm afraid I'm too late for everything. Oh, I should've known where this was gonna go. 'Cause I traded.
Alright, so that was Dayton. Pretty cool city. Never been there. Didn't hear anything good about it ever in my life, but I loved it, and I could definitely live there. The price is right, the people are cool, they're punk rock, and the art rules. So big thanks to Bill Tipton. Like and subscribe, please. Next week, we're going to ghost towns across the Southwest. You're going to love that. Stay tuned for my book. I have a lot of poems about that kind of thing. All right, one love. Peace.